Hello food book folks, and welcome to Cooking with Gourmet Gorman. So today I'm going to be cooking you a 3 lentil dal. That's not dal with 3 individual lentils, that's dal with 3 types of lentils. And I'm going to be making some freshly fried poppadums. If you've never had freshly fried poppadums at home, you won't know that they're better than any poppadom you'll ever get in a restaurant. Okay, so the lentils in the dal, we've got these yellow mung lentils. Can you see that? They're kind of about the same size as red lentils, slightly different shape. They're like elongated. There you go. Well, you can't see it, but anyway. I'm going to be using red lentils, normal ones, and channa lentils, which you've seen before. These things. Now the point of using 3 different types of lentils is they've all got a slightly different texture. The yellow ones, they go nice and creamy. Smooth, creamy, just like soup really. The red ones, they go quite creamy as well, but they've got a coarser texture. They take a little bit longer to cook. And the channa ones, they're quite nutty and they give a nice bite to the dish. And they take the longest of all to cook. So part of the thing about this dal is you have to put the lentils in at different points so that they don't disintegrate too much. And we're going to be making some poppadoms, which is just a matter of frying them. There's a bit of a knack to it, so you'll see that. So, it's time to do some preparation. Before that though, it's always important to have steady hands. So I always recommend using some of this hand steadying preparation before we start chopping anything. Cheers, that's good. As you just saw, I chopped up a large onion, 3 or 4 cloves of garlic and a piece of ginger, so big, which I've got here. Now the first part of this cooking is really easy. What we're going to do is boil everything up, but we're going to add the lentils 10 minutes at a time so that they cook properly. So basically the channa is added first, and then the red lentils 10 minutes later, and then the yellow lentils last of all. So I'm just going to put the onions, ginger and garlic into this pan. And then I'm going to add the channa lentils. And just cover with freshly boiled water. Now as to how much water you should add when you cook these things, if you've got a pan of lentils, you should maybe just cover it with water until it looks right, and then keep checking it. The thing is, these are alright, these sort of big channa lentils, but the little ones, they tend to burn and stick to the bottom if you haven't got enough water. Then again, you don't want it too watery, so it's a matter of keeping your eye on it, or getting used to it until you can actually put the amount of water in that you know works, and then going off and enjoying some hand steadying preparation, as I'm going to do now. So we've got the water, onions, ginger, garlic, lentils. Now, about a good teaspoon of turmeric in this amount of lentils. Boil it up. And got some mustard powder, which a lot of people don't put in, but I quite like it. Coleman's, that's the only good one really. About half a teaspoon. And also, got red chilli. It's beautiful red chilli, grown in the greenhouse of a friend of ours, Kate Williams. You know who you are. I'm going to chop it up and put it in here. And finally, but very importantly, some salt. Okay, so I'm going to leave that for 10 minutes, come back and put the red lentils in. Okay, 10 minutes have elapsed, and now I'm going to put the red lentils in. And I'll leave that for another 10 minutes. Okay, another 10 minutes has gone by, and now I'm going to add the yellow lentils, which is the last bit. Probably need to top it with water though, because lentils really do absorb water. Keep your eye on it. It's a good idea to wear an apron while doing this sort of thing. When you're working with so much turmeric, you just saw me splash a bit there. Turmeric's really hard to get out of your clothes, so apron, you know, may look silly. Well, this one, I quite like this one, but, you know. An apron may be thought of as fairly unmasculine, but it's a necessary tool in your cook's toolbox, I think. Okay, the next stage after this, what we're going to do when the lentils are cooked, we have to season the dal. Now people do this a number of different ways. The main idea of it is to fry some mustard seeds or some cumin seeds in very hot oil, and then either some onion, some shallot or some garlic. I'm going to do it with mushrooms today, so I'm going to fry mustard seeds in very hot oil until they start spitting. Throw some curry leaves in, and then throw some sliced mushrooms in. And you do that right at the end when the dal is cooked. And then you just chuck the seasoning in the dal, and then it's ready to go straight away, ready to serve. So that's what I'm going to do when it's cooked. But for now, we're going to wait for this to cook. The lentils are more or less cooked now. They're looking good. It's kind of soupy with lumpy bits in it. The lumpy bits are the channa. The mung lentils have gone soupy. And the red lentils retaining some texture, but kind of adding to the whole thing. Now, just before I do the seasoning, I'm going to throw in a few chopped cherry tomatoes. You don't have to do that, but I quite like it. And I'm eating it. These tomatoes are great. They're grown in the greenhouse of a friend of ours. You know who you are, Kate Williams. So, those tomatoes, I'll let the flavour out slowly, because I'm going to take my pan off the heat now, move it over there, and get ready to do the seasoning.